and we are live. A wise man once said, girls can friend zone, guys can fun zone. That wise man is now sitting across from me once again. He's an excellent role model to young males nowadays. I'm excited to talk with him, pick at his brain, and get some more one-liners I can drop and share with you guys all over the internet. His name is no other than Pastor Joseph Webb the Fourth, everyone, and my good buddy, T-A-D-D, Tad Bowditch. Thank you, boys.
Man, thank you. Thank you for having me again. I'm so honored to be here. My favorite podcast to be on. Not that I'm on a lot of them, but you are an awesome guy to work with and do these dialogues with. I cannot wait for this conversation, brother. Thank you for having me.
Man.
Thank you,
dude.
Me.
Man, I just like it's hard for me to just like contain myself. I have so much to talk to you guys about. But we got a lot of issues we got to address right now because young men, they're looking up to the wrong role models these days. You got these guys like Andrew Tate all over the internet, and you got all these teenagers, guys, where maybe they don't have any father figures in their life, or any good, or the ones that maybe don't have a father figure. There isn't any Joseph Webbs in the community stepping up and being that role model to young men nowadays. So they go on the internet, they see these guys like Andrew Tate smoking cigars, and talking about, just plowing through all these women and whatnot. And just they think it's so cool that they want to be like that, right? Yeah. Now, modern day women, they haven't been the most desirable lately, but we also have to hold ourselves to higher standards too, and make sure that our younger men are not going to follow in those footsteps. Yeah. I'll
let you go first.
Yeah. Hold on. Let's just talk about it right here. Yeah, go. Let's go with, so we got a lot to talk about, everyone here. There's no way we're going to get through everything, so let's just start with number one here. Let's start off with the desirability of modern-day women and just some of the societal changes and their impact on women's roles and expectations, the influences of feminism on modern women's desirability nowadays.
Well, there you go, Pastor Joe.
Wow. Okay, so we got a lot.
That's a big one. That's a lot to unpack.
Well, this is going to get fun. So this is what has happened now. Excuse me. We have subscribed to this foolishness of alpha, female, boss chick stuff. And when people hear that, it's like, oh, male chauvinist, misogyny. It's like, so if you have any kind of standard or boundaries or moral code nowadays, you're crucified. You're demonized for being a man with a standard, boundaries. You start telling women, hey, I don't want a woman that's does any kind of city girl behavior.
That does X, Y, Z.
Yeah. If
hookup culture.
Yeah. If you're doing these things, you disqualify yourself from being a wife.
There's no virtues nowadays.
Yep.
Right.
There's women on the internet bragging about their body count.
There's guys doing the same shit though. There's a double standard there.
Hold on. Guys and women are different. They're different. They are different. You know why guys brag about it? Because guys they're supposed to try to get it, and women are supposed to make it not easy. That's how most of society has been in the past. That's why, like, when guys brag about it, they're like, oh, that's like an accomplishment. A woman can go out today and go. Any woman can go out, and within probably like an hour to 2 hours, they can go to a bar and they can go add to their body count. Any woman.
So let's ask the question. Listen, I'm about to just put questions out there, and I know people are probably going to hate Joe Webb after this even more. But
they might hate me too.
Just consider: is there any truth in what we're saying? Just consider: is there any truth? If we're just let's use some principles and just insert them in this thing, and then just tell the truth. Be honest. If I told you I had to shoot 1,000 balls a day, basketballs a day, to get to a certain level,
right?
And I tell you, and it's true, and I do that. But then a guy comes in and he tells you he didn't shoot 1,000 balls a day. He doesn't even play basketball, but his dad owns the team, and he's automatically on the team. Who would you rather hear from about basketball getting there, and who has
right? So obviously the man shooting the basketball has the experience, right?
Okay.
But I don't think we should, downplay or discredit someone who's born with a very good hand, because as your job as a parent should be to give your kid the best starting hand in life as you can. Now, how they play it is completely up to them.
Okay,
you know.
So my point. This is my point.
Okay,
I see what you're saying.
My point is that the guy that shot 1,000 balls, he has more credibility.
Absolutely.
Okay, so if you put those principles in with dating, a guy that could, and I don't endorse promiscuity. I don't that's not the goal. But a guy that has have been able to sustain a bunch of women, there are certain things that he had to do that alleviates him, because in order to get a woman to lay with you, there's certain things that are going to have to be there. For the women, it's not the same. It's really easy. Exactly. Something very easy. You can't compare it. Well, women do this. A woman can basically, like he said, any bar, any night in 2 hours. A guy, it's not the same.
A guy, we're always ready to stick on, what in something.
Well, there'll be some guy.
I'm trying to be better with profanity on here.
Okay, good. It dilutes the potency of that woman's success, because now it's easy for her. It's not success. It's like a guy, he has to be a master of conversations. Have to have a woman comfortable. Mm-hmm. He has to have good hygiene. He has to have she make her avenues to make her feel comfortable.
Game.
Well, it could be game. It could be just or chivalry. He's gonna have to.
Chivalry is a form of game nowadays.
Yeah. Do all these things. So when a woman says, "Hey, well, since a guy can do it, hey, what about?" It's completely not the same. It's not symmetrical. It's not. Oh, a guy can have all these women, so can I. Because there's another element to this, that when a woman has had multiple bodies, there's certain things that are diminished in her character, her femininity, even her mindset. So it's like there's things being taken out. For guys, we can just have emotionless sex. A woman that has emotionless sex is either a porn star or prostitute. You just can't. It's not nature for a woman just to be, I can just lay with any guy. That's not normal. That's out of the organic origins of a woman to be able to just, her biology. It's not. Yes, some women will say, yeah, well, I can do it. It's like, the exception doesn't make the rule, though. That's not a normal thing for a woman to just lay with bodies.
The exception doesn't make the rule.
No, it doesn't make the rule.
Let's just be blunt.
Okay, Ted, be blunt then.
A lot of times, how many guys are going to be like, hey, man, that girl slept with 300 dudes, man. I want to make her my wife. No. Not many.
But has that stopped you before, though? Because
it would stop me. No, it would stop me. I would not have.
What if you
first of all, I would not marry no girl with 300 bodies on her.
What if you found out after the fact, though? Like, because reality is, when we're all older, right? Any woman we meet nowadays, they're gonna have some body count.
Let me tell you something.
But let me tell you something
right now.
Let me finish. Let me finish real quick. My point is, you get to a point in your life where everyone's going to have a past and everyone's going to have a body count. And you're never going to know that true number, right? So, I'm saying, if you truly rock with someone and you fall in love with this person, you know what I mean? And you're rolling with them like all this time. And then you later find out from, you see your high school, you go to your high school reunion, whatever. You see someone you used to go to school with and like, yo, dude, I got to tell you something about your girl. And he's like, dude, her body count, in the hundreds, 2 zeros. She might even have a triple zeros behind that by now. Would that matter for you at that point in your relationship?
You're damn right it would. I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't want no woman like that. No matter where I go, you don't know if like Joe Blow banged her. I'm just sorry. And first of all, any smart man, there's signs. There's signs when a girl has body counts like that.
Which are?
Yeah, give me some of these signs here.
You can just kind of you can tell by how they act. There's certain things that
you can tell by the act around other men when you're around.
There's signs. So especially someone who may have been experienced with dealing with these girls. Let me tell you something. Like a guy, when I was younger, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be blunt with you. When I was younger, if I knew a girl gave it up, I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna go get it.
Like I'm next.
Yep,
yeah,
I'm next.
Like all right,
but mentally in my head, I'd be like, I never date this girl. Like,
yeah,
never take her serious. But I know I'm like, hey man, if I go take her out, there's a good chance for me to score.
Yeah,
that's how
you made some good points, dude. There's one I think about of the women that I used to be with in the past. There's been a numerous amount where like, oh yeah, she's a cool, fun zone chick, but she's a never chick I would actually, be in a serious relationship with.
I'm not trying to bring you to my mom.
Yeah,
me and my sister.
A man controls the relationship. And the women have the control to the erotic nature.
And I think that's but the control of the relationship is starting to shift right nowadays. And I think that...
I don't know. What do you mean?
I think a lot more women are trying to control the relationship nowadays.
But it's not working.
It's a lot more... But it's encouraged a lot more, too. And it's a lot more normal. And if you don't allow a woman to control the relationship, you get carded like... sexist and misogynist, and all these other things. And one of the notes I have here, and this I think all this ties into it, the financial independence and its role in shaping in modern women's desirability, and just the debate of women having it all, or they're the ones with the career now. If you look statistically, dude, women are having kids at a much later age in life than they used to be.
Okay, let's address this thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so women are leading with what do they have going for them, and they lead with career and things like that. Oh, I got a career, I got this, and these are things that women find desirable for men. So when a woman says my career, I got a career, going everything that she says about that, you don't hear a lot of, hey, I'm very feminine. I'm soft-spoken. I'm gentle. I'm good in every environment. Like, you can take me to go meet the mayor, to the commissioner's bank, all these different things. There's no reassurance. It's like, what is going on here? Like, those things are not desirable for a man. So when a woman leads with career and boss chicken thing, automatically...
But I think that is attractive, though. If a woman is very successful in her career, that is attractive.
No. Okay,
right?
So first of all, I don't know.
See what happened.
It depends what kind of guy you are. Like, I'm a type of guy, like, I'm trying to, step up, keep moving up to my next level. I don't have time to be competing with the woman that I'm with.
You're not competing. But you're not competing, though.
How does a woman get to that level? They have to be masculine.
Yeah.
If they have to be masculine.
But here's what we're missing.
I would date a girl that
hold on. Hold on.
I'm just letting you know.
Okay,
it doesn't matter what she does.
Hold on. So we have to dissect this because we'll miss something. A woman's mindset nowadays, we say something like that, and they'll be like, "Oh, so you don't want me to work?" No, that's not what we're saying. What we're saying is, I don't care. It's irrelevant. It's like me telling you I scored 40 points in a men's. You don't care. It doesn't really, so you're telling us about something that we really don't. That it doesn't really matter, and it doesn't highlight your femininity, your softness, your gentleness. How do you handle men? What do you know about men? Like, these things are not highlighted. It's my career, this, and I'm not saying you can't have a career, you can't have something going. But that's not what's desirable. That's not why you're getting to be somebody's wife or girlfriend. Whoever is saying, man, she turns me on because of her career. That's probably a guy that doesn't want to work or doesn't have a strong foundation or a solid income. Because real men love taking that role on of being a provider. Yep. Real men love taking that role on and say, look, I'll take care of my wife and kids. They take pride in that. So a woman that is coming out of that original origins of a woman to be taken care of, to be nurtured, protected, and all these things, that's problematic in itself. Why are you leading with that? And secondly, I know that there's no strong men around you if you're doing that. If you're saying I'm a boss chick, I already know, because if you had any strong men around you, or brothers, dads, boyfriends, whatever the case, they're gonna tell you, don't do that around men.
I can quote this guy all day. Well, everything you just said, it ties you back. It brought back flashbacks of the last podcast we did. And it goes, the more masculine the man is, the more feminine woman's going to be when she's around him. Yep, that's what I'm saying. I can quote this dude all day.
So like, if you take the most masculine man you know, and just try to dissect how his wife acts, it's going to be extremely like, ooh, there's a severe imbalance. The man is really feminine, and the woman, the man is really masculine. The woman is really feminine. Excuse me.
Yeah. And I don't even think, I think you can tie that not only with straight couples, but gay couples too, right? Because because Tad and I, we've been bartending together for a long time. And I've seen a lot of gay couples, and there's always a clearly more masculine one. Mm-hmm. There's always a more masculine one in a same-sex relationship, and there's always a more feminine one too. So, like, that's saying the more masculine one person is in the relationship, the more feminine the other one's going to be. That's an objective that is true for all types of relationships.
Well, there has to be a leader,
Right.
Someone has to lead.
Two masculine people together, they're not going to go the distance. And two feminine people, they're definitely not going anywhere either.
I guess all I'm saying is, yes, I don't think it's bad that women work or want to make themselves better, but that's not what men don't go around saying.
Let me ask you
I don't know how many, maybe some do, but I know most men aren't being like, oh, well, that lady's got 2 doctor's degrees. I gotta date her.
Yeah, or I think it's some sense of erotic desire for somebody having. Oh yeah, she's got a degree, and it's like what?
It's like I feel like men more want to know. Well, we're visual creatures. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
we're visual creatures.
We are.
But I still feel like they want to know the personality too more, rather than like if you got so many degrees or you're making so much money. Because I feel like as men, we want to be leaders and we want to be providers. And we would be like, we could date a girl that's working at Burger King, but we'll be like, we're going to figure out how this is going to happen.
But would a woman date a guy working at Burger King?
But
no.
You know
it depends. Wait, so no, hold on. So it depends on how that guy's mouthpiece is. If he can talk, I've seen guys at Burger King have girls
just crush.
Hold on.
Yeah. Just crush.
Yeah, maybe they crush, but how long? And what kind of women are these? Are these the women that want to have your baby and
Dude,
not get married?
I've seen some really deadbeat dudes pull just the finest girls.
Out of the drive-thru.
And you know what? Like, let's talk about these men. I bet you most of those men are like, they're not high value, man. Most of those men are like the Ray Rays, the Pookies and stuff.
So I think we gotta address this. What we've done is we put a category on everything, and then we have made this isolation. I love the theories of Kevin Samuels and what he did with the high value thing, right? That was masterful how he engaged us to look at something that we really haven't had somebody do. God rest his soul. I think he made error in a lot of areas because it was centered around money, right? It was just centered around a guy that makes a lot of money. He can pick. Okay, let's look at that variable. But then what happens if he has bad character, no integrity, bad hygiene? It's like we're trying to say, okay, since the guy's at this much money, then he's high. It's like no, it's what that person desires morally with their boundaries. To a woman that has no faith, she can just go to any kind of rapper and be like, oh yeah, he and know she's gonna be one of 18 women or 18 baby moms and say, oh, that's valuable because of some money. But when you have to start dissecting women and men, what they desire, everybody has value. Everybody has, but when you start talking about like the things that long term will enable, like does he have kids?
Yep.
Is he stable? Now there's a separation and more guys get more liberty. That's what you're saying, right? With the high value thing. Are you saying just the money?
I am saying, but I'm not saying that because I feel like a high value man doesn't want drama. Just because you make a bunch of money doesn't mean you want a bunch of women around.
Let me test that.
Like some of these people, I don't know if you've seen the movement about the passport bros.
Oh yeah, we gotta talk about passport bros. That's later.
A lot of these guys make good money. Like you can't go overseas because I've done it. Like it's expensive. Like you have to have money to do it. Okay. And a lot of these men have dealt with women in our culture, and they're just sick of the entitlement, and they're looking for wives at different places. And a lot of these people, some of these women that are, analyzing it, are thinking that they're going there for sex, and some maybe. But I feel like more of them are just looking for, like, they just want peace. They just want someone to grow old with.
Yeah. But you can find that here, though.
If it was such... Hey, hold on.
If you're flying across the country, dude, to meet a woman, dude, you just can't get any pussy here, dude.
That's not true. I don't believe that at all.
Wait a minute.
I do not believe that at all. You know why? Because I have no problem meeting women. And I'm to the point where it's like, I want to probably meet someone from a different country. Because the culture's different. Why would I want to come here, like, and date some of these women that have outstanding delusional?
Can I have some fun with you? Can I have some fun?
Yeah.
Give me 5 absolutes that you just need that made that conclusion where the women here. What are a con?
I'm not saying all women are.
No, I know we're not saying. No, I know.
See, there are good women.
We're generalizing. I mean, like we have to be able to generalize things. We're not saying all. Like, this is what happens when we talk about this conversation with and with groups of people. People hear one thing and they'll say, "Oh, so she can't have a." They make this absolute extreme conclusion from boundaries. For instance, I don't date women that go to clubs.
And that makes sense.
I don't date women that go to clubs. If you go to clubs, then you're looked at as you go to clubs. Like, you can't go to clubs.
But you never know someome's situation, right? There's a lot of girls that go out with someone's friend. You know what I mean? Listen, dude. I ain't being a simp, dude. I'm being a simp here.
No, you got. The thing is, Doug, let's be honest. It sounds like you have a really good woman.
No, but yeah,
a lot of people do not have that.
But you guys, what you got to look. We're talking about, you just got them talking about how we know we're generalizing and not too good. But it's easy, you know, obviously we don't talk about
there's
all,
variables,
right? But when we're in
variables.
the club, though, when you're in the club, though, and you talk to a woman, you're done generalizing. Because once we're having a one-on-one conversation, okay, I'm now looking at you as an individual. Mm-hmm. Yeah, our atmosphere, it may not be the most ideal place where I want to look for someone to find a serious relationship with, but I don't know what brought you here. Maybe it's your girl's birthday. You know what I mean? Maybe it's your first time going out in who knows how many months, and because you finally got a babysitter and you just want to get out for a little bit. You know, but I'm saying what my point is that when you're going out in the club,
exceptions.
No, it's not. Yeah, because when you meet someone,
we're not talking about exceptions.
But when you are though, when you're talking to someone one-on-one in the club, you got to look at it as an exception and them as an individual.
Well,
is what I'm saying.
Who doesn't do that?
So this is what I was trying to get at. What happens in these conversations, guys will have, especially with attractive women, most attractive women have not been told a lot of no's. So what happens is
they live in the bubble.
You say
they live in the bubble.
I use this principle all the time. All right.
Yep.
Hey, you can't come to the mall if you're gonna pinch people's kids, steal stuff, and be obnoxious. You can't come to the mall. So what women hear, oh, I can't come to the mall, or you can hear, oh, I just have to behave myself a certain way. I have to conduct myself a certain way. I can still go to the mall. Most women have the mindset of, modern women have the mindset of, oh, you don't want to take me to the mall. No, I said you can go to the mall, but these are the boundaries. These are the parameters. If you do these things, and so now we have this foreign land, they've never been told no. They've never been told that they can't, and they don't know how to handle it. So they take that as, you don't want me. And no, I'm not saying I don't want you. I'm saying, to date me, these are things that you can't do. You can't be on OnlyFans. Yep. You can't be in the club. You can't be drinking every week. Like, you have to conduct yourself according, or you're not ready. We could like.
Okay, look, where are you gonna meet someone then?
What do you mean?
If you're a single man and you're out there looking for a woman that's gonna...
Are you talking about Joe Webb in general? Or
just where would be a good... Are you
talking about me or in general?
Just in general.
Oh, we'll go everywhere. Libraries, malls, the gym, restaurants. I mean, there's...
networks.
This is Minnesota. There's live music every night. I mean, there's so much stuff to do here. We're like, literally, like... people.
But clubs are off limits. But see, but talking to people at the gym, though...
Okay.
When they're all sweaty?
Mall, library, gas station, grocery stores. Like, there's so many places.
The internet.
Walmart. I mean, Target.
Walmart? Walmart would be a no for me. I mean, no chicks at Walmart.
Man, you don't know what you're missing.
Conversation, man, can go... You can hey man, you finding the where's the bag rice?
I'd meet a girl at Target if I was single. Oh,
Rainbow Cub, Lunds, Kowalski's. Yeah. Or you know
Kowalski's.
You know what a good
that's
place,
where you got them organic bitches.
A good place to meet somebody, a woman, if I were to tell somebody to go there, is the nail shop. Go to a nail shop. Go to a nail shop because
I just came for a pedicure.
Well, even if you're not, I mean, like that would be a good place. Church. You can go to all these places. You just have to roll the dice and see. But I stand firm on just that club thing. Even certain concerts, you can't go to.
There's not wrong going to Megan Thee Stallion.
If a woman goes to Megan Thee Stallion, if a woman did that, she can do whatever she wants to do, but I can't take her serious. I can't take a woman. A woman can do anything she wants. She can do anything she wants, but there's certain things I can't take her serious. If she's telling me like, "Oh yeah, I'm about to turn up this weekend and smoke some weed and do this," it's like,
do your thing. Work on.
Ooh. Yeah, do your thing, but I don't take you serious. Then I have bad quality judgment. I can't take you to. You're not coming to my parents' house, and you're not coming to the mayor's thing. Like you can't go there because I have to be accountable to my quality of judgment. Dating a girl that does that, then I'm not being a good judge of
character.
Who I'm dating. No, I would say character, but like who I can't complain. Like, hey man, she's in every guy's face here, but you knew that. She behaves that way, so why would you take her there? Mm-hmm. So it's like you can't take a woman when you see her behave certain places and then be surprised about her behavior. And so it's like you just can't go until I see the change in your behavior. It's like, okay. And I'm not going to tell no woman, no, you're just, it's like, I'm just going to wait to let her do whatever she does and then act according. Like,
yep.
And that's problematic because now this boundary standards and my personal convictions, not a lot of beautiful women have been told no.
No.
And so when you tell them, you can't do that. What are you doing? You can't do that. It's like either they get on the program,
or they check their DMs.
Yeah. That's problematic too. What are you doing?
I'm just telling you, that's how society is these days.
You're probably a nicer guy than me. You're probably nicer than me.
But I learned a lot of things. It's like being too nice.
Yeah, me too.
Do you have any stories where a woman really got over on you, really played you, and you was just like, man?
Plenty of stories.
Where you spend any money?
Did I spend money?
Yeah, and you was like, dang, she got me.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
It was more the stupid stuff,
Yeah.
Man.
But you know what though? Like, I used to be a simp when I was younger. I used to be that really nice guy, and dude, it got me.
Just because you're nice doesn't make you a simp.
No, but see, nice guys. The problem is with like being a nice guy is like you overthink being nice. Like you get to the point where you think making a move is like you're so worried about making that woman feel uncomfortable, right? Mm-hmm. Because making that move, because you're already uncomfortable because you're a shy, nice guy. So making a move like doing something simple like trying to kiss a woman gives you a lot of anxiety. I'm talking about this was me when I was younger. I mean like teenager in high school, right? So like it was a very uncomfortable feeling for me too. Yeah. So knowing that me making a move on a woman made me super uncomfortable, I thought it made them uncomfortable too, right? Mm-hmm. So then you get stuck in your head and it's almost like you're waiting for the woman to make it just super fucking oblivious, right? Mm-hmm. Like obviously, like please, like take me. You know what I mean? But like a majority of women don't do that. And they never will do that. And then they go, and then the dude that is confident to make the move takes her, and then you sit there all pissed off. Mm-hmm. You know.
Well, let's talk about. So, what would your definition of a simp be?
Who, mine?
Both of yours.
Well, I come from a culture where I don't like to call guys names. I think that that thing.
That's not what we're asking.
Yeah, we got.
We want to know what the definition that you think it is.
Okay. Of a simp.
You don't have to be getting political correct.
No, I'm not political correct, Jack. I'm not political correct
at all. A simp is someone who's over sympathetic to a woman.
Like, explain it in detail.
So like, basically, there's a word that. Do you know what cuckold is?
Yes.
Okay.
I heard of it, yes.
Okay, that's basically the definition of it. Like where you just allow
very
things.
Extreme.
Yeah.
You're
See,
right. Yeah, I understand.
So like if you allow things and don't say nothing that you don't like with a woman, like so for instance, if I'm a jerk, so I'm the wrong guy to ask this, and I have a biblical worldview. So if a woman does something out of the parameters of what I know is like I immediately address it, and then your response has to be with humble and humility for me to even look at you a certain way. So it's like, for instance, we're at a place and a woman does something. Remember Angie?
Yes.
And, okay, when I met her, she did something, and I was like, she came in like was familiar with them. You're not supposed to do that with another man present, be in any guy's face. This is the culture. Like if you're out with a guy, even if it's y'all just going to Chipotle having lunch, no attention to no guy. Like okay, and you're so not saying you're exchanging numbers, like that kind of stuff. When a woman does something like that she knows. I think women know what they can and can't get away with certain guys. It's when women do things out of those parameters with no addressing it on the man's half. I think that would be.
So when they're like basically disrespecting your boundaries. Because that sounds like a boundary thing to me.
Yeah, I think, yeah. I mean, it's all about that woman's behavior. And then what that guy's rendering. So if a guy's paying somebody's rent and she's like talking to him crazy and he's not benefiting anything from even an erotic nature, he's just rendering, dropping her off, taking her places, doing this thing, that would be...
And not getting any dude, that's a simp right there. Yep. There's dudes who've been in that position. Real quick, I want to get to these questions in the chat here. Appreciate everyone tuning in so far. Episode 1 of Ascension. My boy Koifish. Any tip on that line for a guy who finds himself in those clubs and party scene because of what he likes to do, such as DJing? He's feeling called out over there.
Yeah.
So any tips for him? So this is my buddy. So he's a DJ. So he's often in these clubs. You know, he's often in these clubs and party scene because that's what he likes. You know, he's a DJ. He loves going out and playing music.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's his question?
Yeah. What kind of?
He's just any tips for a line that guy who finds himself in those clubs and yeah.
Yeah, a line. Yeah, I got some lines for you.
Yeah.
So women, my granddad told me if you approach a woman in a way it's never been done, the likeliness of her saying no, you're gonna have a better chance if you're creative with your dialogue. So, is he asking for pickup lines or is he asking for?
That's what I'm
no, just any advice on the line where we say you should never meet a woman at the club.
That's not what I said. That's not what I said.
What you said was you don't date girls from the club.
Who go to the club? Who goes to the club?
That's but he works in a club.
Yeah, but he can have liberty to do that. I don't date women that go to a club for my personal reasons. Everybody else is at liberty to do that. It's all depending on your moral code, your personal boundaries, what you're willing to accept. The advice that I'm giving you is like you have to be mindful of how she's moving in the club. If she's there a lot, and then her attire says a lot, because you can be a classy lady in a club based off of how you are around men. Like you can dance, you're not doing anything ratchet. You can still be a lady in a club. I'm not saying that a woman can't, if she goes to the club, she's just a ratchet hooker or a harlot or anything like that. I have my personal preference. Yeah. But if he's asking, look at how she moves around men.
Let me tell you something. I'm going to be blunt with you.
Yeah. Damn.
Man, I used to go to the club all the time. Then. And there's a reason why I went to the club.
To get that punani.
I'm trying to get it.
Yep.
You know? And if, like Joel said, if they are at the club a lot, well, you got to wonder about their morals and stuff. Yeah. Now, there are times that you will meet a good woman, like Doug was saying. Like, there's times that they might be out for, like, maybe a birthday party and they barely ever do it. But you can kind of figure a lot of this stuff from a conversation.
And
talking with them.
And we're in a different, I don't know what his intent. I'm a 40-year-old man that's looking for a wife.
Yeah.
So I don't know his agenda. That's so broad, because if his agenda is for the night, to go to. We're in two different categories. I'm 40 years old and I'm looking for a wife, and so there's going to be a different thing I'm looking for than if he's just looking for, let's say, some fun.
So what you're saying is he's not going to be sitting around VIP drinking Cristal, trying to get on women.
No, I don't think I was saying that.
Well, they're saying you're not going to the club.
No, I don't go to. He was asking advice for how to vet women in the club.
Yeah.
Okay, I was on.
Well, okay, and then my boy Corey Fish. Thank you, Ben Christensen, for hanging out on YouTube. So for everyone watching right now, we're streaming on Twitch on YouTube right now. So when I'm addressing
Ben Christensen, shout out.
So when I'm addressing and answering some of these questions in the chat, depending on where you're watching, you might not see that other person's question right here. So Koi Fish, my friend Ben here in the chat here, thanks for tuning in with us, asks you if you want a girl or do you want a wife? I think that's kind of what Joe's getting at, too.
I want a wife first, then a girl. I mean, a girl, then a wife that evolves into a wife.
Right.
I'm not going to be like, oh, this lady is my wife right away. No, there's a screening process. I don't know what your belief system is. I don't know. I don't know what your so-called love language is, if that even exists, or what your personality is going to be, how you act when you get mad. Are you like all these different variables determine like, is this going to be a good wife? And so we can't just be like, oh, this is my wife. Nobody wants to go on this journey of the vetting process, because we live in a culture where you piss me off or you upset me, it's done and over with. And there's really no foundation to grow with a person, because as soon as adversity hits, it's done and over.
But it also depends where you're at in your life, right? Because if you're younger too, you have time to grow. You know, like when I was dating, when I was dating girls in my younger 20s, you know what I mean? I didn't really care so much about like if this person was wife material, because I wasn't thinking about that. You know, I was still really fucking immature at my age. And it's all different, right? But I think every person gets to that point in their life where they finally decide, it's like, okay, now I'm going to start looking for that person who I can create a family with, someone who I can go old with now.
Unfortunately, like whether it's a guy or a woman, as we get older, our standards become steeper. You know, they're going to be.
But
more
they can't, and that's difficult. A good point. And they can't become too high though, because you got to check yourself too. There's some of my really good friends. They just got their standards way too fucking high.
These women,
and I mean, these are dudes.
I want to know
dudes. I'm saying these are dudes who have not got. I'm talking about dudes that haven't got. I'm talking about dudes that haven't got laid in years.
Okay, for instance, give us a for instance. We heard you.
Okay,
give us a for instance. Give me 4 things. That's way out of the. Give me 4 things.
Okay, one thing to hear. She's got to be a dime. That's the main thing. No, listen though.
Keep going.
I'm telling you what my friends.
Add 4 things.
I'm telling you.
Let's hear 4 things.
I'm telling you what my friends tell me.
Okay, let's hear the rest.
That is one of them, bro.
Okay, what else?
That is one of them. He goes. She's got to be a dime.
Okay,
she's got to be hot. You know that is like a must-have. You know, she can't have any kids.
Okay.
You know, can't have anything. Got to be like a lot. You know, and. You guys aren't gonna.
Finish it.
Hold on, I'm gonna say you guys aren't gonna like this one, right? Because a lot of modern men, they're attractive to a modern woman who is successful with her career. They want someone. They don't want a lazy chick.
Let me tell you something. I don't know what the hell you've been watching or who the hell you've been talking to.
Dude, this is my friends.
Wait, hold on. Where are your? I'm not trying to be mean to Doug's friends, but where are your friends in life?
I mean, they're not. They're working. You know,
that's not what I asked.
You know,
that's not what I asked. I hate to be it, but I'm being blunt. Where are they in life?
For sure, not very far, and that's the point I'm trying.
They can't they can't get that.
But that's okay. That's the point I was trying to make, though. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Well, I was just curious.
They're not very far in life, and not. I don't want to say successful, right? Because it's so hard. You can't define success, right? Because I do believe like. Money does not define success.
Correct.
You know, so just because you have a low-income job does not mean you're not successful, right? But my point is with that, there's a lot of my really good friends, they are not the best catch out there, and they are going for the most fucking pristine, rare fish in the ocean, and they will not settle for anything less.
Let me be more blunt. it's going to be very difficult to get that here in Western society. I will say that. I still feel like as a man, you have a better chance to get, because men usually don't have as high standards as women. So you do have a better chance to get what you want as you get older, because men tend to age like wine, and they tend to rise up. As a woman can be 20 years old, then she hits 30, and she hits 40. Unfortunately, man, they start hitting a wall, and their value goes down, a man's goes up. It's proven fact, you know.
So, are they having any success though? Are they getting around these? Well, I mean, Minnesota's got a lot of beautiful women. Like, we have beautiful women here. People be like, Minnesota, yes, it's amazing here. So they're here,
right?
They are here. And a woman will get on a guy's program when he has the right tools. When a woman sees enough value in a guy, she will get on his program. That's why it's good to ask the question, what's valuable to you? Like, there are things that women don't know that is very valuable to everybody. Like, I was having fun with my sister Jerea, and Jerea was just like having just a dialogue, making fun of me because I don't have a wife. And she was just like, well, and something was said, and I was like, well, she was joking around saying like, what do you have? I said, Jerea, there's many things that I have to offer that you don't even know about, but every woman in the room be like, yeah, that's, and she's like, what? I was like, okay, I had a father figure.
Yep.
They don't say that on the list.
Right.
I have a faith. I like those are things. I have moral standards. And she's like, well, they're not gonna put that on the list. But I don't think if you got 100 women in a room, they'd be like, I reject a guy that had a father figure. I reject him.
That's an objective. Yeah.
I don't think that's just an absolute. They'd be like, okay, that's a plus.
Right.
So what has to happen? A conversation has to be had on first date, even in the interaction. What's valuable to you? And
let's be blunt. How many women are going around? Man, I want that man because he has a father figure.
Nobody's gonna say that.
Yeah.
But my point was that we know things that's valuable that they don't even know.
We do.
Yeah.
But they don't.
Yeah. They don't.
Like, you're gonna go on a date with. I had a father figure.
No.
They're not gonna give a damn. They're not gonna give a damn.
No.
You know, let's be honest.
No, man. No. Cool out. So this is what I'm saying. I'm saying we know.
Put that in your Tinder profile. I had a father figure.
Yeah. But I'm saying, man. We know things that are valuable, but their values have to align with what we have to render.
But how many women, when you're first meeting them, are looking at that? Honestly,
brother, you're missing it. What I'm saying.
I see what you're saying, but I'm just saying, like, how many women really are like looking at?
I think when women are really vetting a husband, that factors in, but they don't know. I think when
that might win.
I should have said something else, but my point is that we know things that we render, and you can't just come to the table saying, I do this, I do this, I do all this thing, and then no, the conversation has to be had of what's valuable. That's all my point is. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Like, well, I'm just saying, like, most women have a huge checklist.
What's the checklist that you hear? What are some?
Okay, I'll tell you.
What's it been like? You're single. You've been out there lately.
No, I haven't been out there lately because I'm.
But you've been wanting to, though, right?
I'm concentrating on me.
Do you think you're the problem or they're the problem?
I think it could be both.
Okay, that's a wise man.
I always think like that. I always look at things from both sides.
That's good.
But when I did think it was me, I had conversations with many other males. And then I started thinking, okay, what's going on? Like, I thought I had the problem. I'm picking the wrong women. But then when I have conversations with multiple males and they're telling me the same stuff, then I'm looking on social media and they're saying the same stuff, then something's wrong. Like, it's maybe not all about me, like how I thought it was. But usually, a lot of women these days, and the facts. Be blunt. Come on. They want 6 feet tall.
Okay. Check.
6 figures.
Check.
6 something else.
The 666s.
I don't have to say the other thing, but you can guess. And then there'll be other things.
So
like,
so what you're saying, 6 feet tall, $100,000 a year or more,
Yep.
and then 6 inches.
6 inches. The triple sixes. They want 6 figures, 6 feet, and 6 inches.
And that's not all. But that's only the beginning. That's only the beginning.
That's what they want.
That's only the beginning.
They want 6, 6, 6.
A lot of them be like,
That's the devil. They want the devil.
but that's all. And then as you find out more about what they want, they'll be like, well, I want my man to, his money is our money, but my money's my money.
Correct. That's why we don't care about that's why men shouldn't care about the woman's career, because her money's her money.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then so it makes no sense, because even a woman,
Right.
You see how like if like we're going for the relationship, it's still that guy that's going to sustain the relationship with the money. So what does her it's not, her career is almost irrelevant, because to us, because her money's her money.
Yeah.
And we have to still be the man in the relationship. So why would a woman lead with her career?
That's when you're dating, though. I think when you're dating, if you found the right girl, if you find the right girl, and you actually to marry that person, then your money's her money, and her money's your money too. If she's even working at the time.
Since there's so many of these right girls out there, why is 80% of the women initiate divorces, and it's 90% if the women. True? Yes.
Where did you find that statistic, bro? He's calling out. I don't know. He's dropping numbers.
Because I'm going to use that. Is that true for real?
I don't know.
All right.
You'd have to look. You have to fact check that.
I watched this about.
You got to fact check that, bro.
Different divorce attorneys.
I believe him, but I wanted to know where he got
that.
They
actually said it was 90% if the girl had a college degree.
Ooh.
Because the women, you know women. Most women, not all, most women date up. They don't date down.
Right. But hold on.
So if they got a degree and you're like, let's say you're like a truck driver.
Wait a minute.
You know?
Yeah. But what you're missing out of that statistic is there's too many random variables for that to actually mean anything, right? What if
doesn't mean anything?
Hold on.
These are divorce attorneys saying it.
Wait, how does that not?
Okay, let me finish. Just because the woman initiates the divorce doesn't mean it was her, her fault for the divorce. Okay, if that makes sense. Let me finish. Like,
no, maybe. Hold on. I didn't say the rest.
Dude,
dog, stop.
Dude, goddamn.
I didn't say the rest.
Dude, you went on your man fucking let me go on mine, dude. Okay, let me go on it. Listen. No, it's our show, okay? But just let me go. Listen. Just because the woman initiates a divorce doesn't mean she was the reason for the divorce, right? You don't know if the man's having an affair. That's not in the statistic. You don't know if the man's hold on. But you don't know any, like, if there's mental abuse, emotional abuse, physical abuse. There's all these just random variables that could heavily influence that statistic. And because someone, I think, who is it? I don't know if it was either Chris Rock or Eddie Murphy. I can't think of the name of the comedian, but he makes a joke about divorce rates, and he goes, basically, at the end, the punchline goes, those are just the ones that are strong enough to leave. That he's making fun of the ones, basically like it being so high. He's like, yeah, that woman, that person, they were actually strong enough to leave. Think about all the ones that are too weak that are staying in that fucking shitty relationship.
Can I say something now?
Okay, please? But you get my point though now. But there's too many variables that influence that number. To the point it's just like it don't fucking matter.
Can I say what I found out? Okay, this was from a divorce attorney. Okay,
that's dude.
These
did you not listen to anything I just said?
I did.
It doesn't matter.
But you didn't let me finish.
Okay.
They were saying these are divorces that don't include physical abuse. Mental abuse.
They don't know that. On paper, on court paper, they may not include it. That doesn't mean it actually happened.
Okay, so you're basically saying that 80% of men are like assholes and like causing problems.
No,
that's what it sounds like you're saying to me.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying this. I'm just saying. I'm just saying what you
know. Let me be the mediator. Hold on. Where are you going? Don't leave.
I'm not going anywhere.
All right, so I think what he's saying is valid. I think he has a good foundation, because he's saying that they are initiating divorce. That's problematic. Yeah. And I think it's true that most women are the ones for the breakup that say, because our nature is not to just be breaking up, and guys just do their thing. And if a woman allows the guy to be in her life and vice versa, a guy ain't gonna be like, I want to divorce and get out of my house and we're done and it's over, unless there's some serious Jada Pickett stuff going on.
Can I just throw one thing out there? Yeah. I'm gonna be right back. think about your relationships. Did you break up or did they?
Okay, here. You know what? Here's a fun fact about Doug Hoffstrom here. Doug Hoffstrom's never broken up with a girl. So that means I'm the one that has gotten dumped in every single relationship.
Okay.
Every single one.
Okay.
But you know what? I'm man enough to admit, and after doing some deep self-reflecting, I think about the person that I was in that relationship, the type of partner that I was, the type of man. Hell, I wasn't even a man sometimes. I was still a boy, you know? Right. And I think about it, and after doing that self-reflection, I'd be like, you know what? I would have fucking broken up with me too.
Right.
I was nothing.
I think that's a sign of maturity. And we all have the stories of, like, our dating stories where we have to be accountable from 20, I'd say 30, 28 and down. Every relationship, I was a terrible, individual. So we have to accept that reality. Like, we weren't really playing the game for it to be a husband. Mm-hmm. Most of us are sowing our royal oats at 28 and have no intention of marriage or anything long term, and we were actually courting. And so when we become into the place where we have a foundation in Christ and a different moral code, a different moral standard, you start to analyze and look at things differently. And then you start to realize those previews of us were a bad man. Mm-hmm. And the relationship can't work out when we're trying to do having 10 different girlfriends at once. It's not going to be, that's not really a real relationship. It's when you decide, like, okay, now I'm really trying to be a good boyfriend that evolves into a fiance, that evolves into a husband. That's when you can measure, all right, now that's the man I want to be. Now we can consider I was a bad boyfriend when I was in, and then it didn't work out for the circumstances, whatever happens. But what happens is we got to bring the solutions too if we're going to talk about the problems.
Yeah, absolutely.
What happens is we can't have conversation that people are honest about and say, I'm working on myself. Most women will be like, I'm working on myself. And then you'll ask, and guys too, what does that mean? What does that look like? And there's no real tangible answer of, like, okay, I'm talking to wise counsel. I got a mentor. I'm reading this book. I'm exercising more. I'm doing all these things. It's just like, I'm working on me, and don't ask me no questions. Don't talk to me about it. Just go with that variable. And that doesn't work. And now you got a symphony of foolishness with dating. It's just chaos on chaos.
So did you ask him the question?
What was the question?
I asked you. You said you never broke up with a girl.
Oh yeah, I've never broke up. Oh, so you heard me. Sorry.
So yeah, and I did answer. Most women broke up with me because of my foolishness.
But they broke up.
They broke up with. Yeah,
that's what I'm talking
about.
That's
what I was with you, Tad.
Okay.
But hold on,
Tad,
hold on. Did you hear what I said though?
Look,
did you hear what I said? Because you may have heard that. You may have heard. Yeah, you heard me say. Every woman that I've been with has always broken up with me, right? But after I've gotten broken up with, I do some self-reflecting. I look at the partner I was, where I was in life, how I treated them, how I treated myself, how I treated people around me, dude.
No, you got to answer too.
No, hold on.
I will answer that.
And after doing this extreme self-reflection, dude, I go, you know what? Like, I would have broken up with me too. And you know, who knows how long that some of the women that I've been with in the past put up with my shit before they had the strength to leave. So that's why I say, when you throw out statistics like, 80% of women maybe initiated. Look, I'm not saying that there's women out there that maybe give up too quickly.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I'm not disagreeing with that at all. To throw a number that's that high,
the number's
out there, it's like that. There's just too many variables that don't account for anything.
Let me ask you this: you know, when like you said, when you got broken up with, when I got broken up with, I did the same thing. I was like, okay, let me look at myself. How can I make myself better? In fact, when I get broken up with, that's my number one thing. I was like, I'm going to make myself better because
I'm going to get my ass in the gym, dude. Bro, a heartbreak, dude.
But
you're running an extra mile.
That's what
you're running an extra mile.
Okay, when they broke up with you, you kind of probably knew the painting was on the wall. Like, did you know the painting was on the wall, or did it just like happen?
I would say I think the painting's on the wall, but I didn't want to admit it.
Okay, so but you knew the painting was on the wall. Mm-hmm. Did you try to do anything to fix it? Did you try to counsel the person, or say, hey, like, try to think about what was happening, because you know when it's about to happen.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, well, maybe I need to change this. Maybe I need to change that. Did you go through those motions?
I want to say for some I did, but I can't remember.
Okay,
to be honest.
Okay. The reason I'm asking,
I feel bad. My memory's so fucking bad.
The reason I'm asking you this is because a lot of us know when the painting's on the wall, when that could happen.
Is that the same for like
we're about to break up? And if you really care for this person, you start thinking, what can I do to make it better?
Do you think you've been in love?
I do think I've been in love, yes. But I do think, like, when I knew things were wrong, I was like, when I knew things were going bad, I was like, okay, what can I do to fix this? Like, what I'm basically saying is I feel like men, at least the men I've talked to, maybe not all men, but we want to try to fix something, like, make it better, like, before we, like, end a relationship. You know, like, we want to, if we care about that person, because we obviously care about them, I feel, if we are in a relationship, not all men are like that, but that's how I am. I'm not going to be in a relationship with someone if I don't see that I want to try to have a future with them. Then I'd be just like you say, fun zone them. Because and mentally in my head, men know when they meet a girl if they're in a fun zone or friend zone.
But it can evolve.
Usually, yes, that's true. But 8 out of 10 times, like right away,
you're right.
You know, like man, I'm never dating this girl. Like sometimes it does happen. And you're like, oh shoot! Like
I've said that about women I ended up dating.
I'll be honest. I gotta make an
insertion.
Hold on, I gotta make an insertion. Okay, women don't understand this thing, and I have to tell some people this around me. Just because a guy DMs you does not mean that he looks at you as a wife. So women think, oh, I got all these men and I can get a man. That does not equate to somebody thinking you're their wife or you're going to get a husband. That we got to make that clear to women. Just because a guy is in your DM and he take you out and he has an agenda, that does not necessarily mean he looks at you as a wife. And women are taking that kind of desire, that kind of attention, and making it equate to, oh, this guy would marry me. This guy really is pursuing me. No, it's really a lot to go through before you get considered as a wife or a fiance or even a girlfriend.
But what's frustrating about that situation that you're saying is because women think like that. Let's say a woman's dating you. I know Doug's in a good relationship. So let's say you have some issues going on with this woman. Like, you're still trying to work things out. But she's getting all these DMs saying, hey, man, I want to deal with that. I want to do that. Man, these guys are just trying to get in these women's pants. And it's like, a lot of these women just don't understand it. No, I'm not saying
no, because
let's say, like, a woman was dating you, and then she's getting all these DMs.
So you ain't going to be having no DMs if she's dating.
Well, see, that's good. It's like, this guy has his boundaries.
But you can't stop that, though. Like I'm saying, if she has social media, you can't stop other dudes messaging her. That's what I'm saying.
I haven't heard of any guy. I have never heard a woman say he be in my DM. I don't even think they would even tell me that. But like,
of course they're not gonna tell you.
But the fact that you're checking.
But that trust should be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if she just because she has a Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or whatever, of course there's gonna be a bunch of dudes on there that are hitting her up on their DMs. But you should know that your girl is just gonna fucking block him or just not leave him on red and not even respond to him.
But I don't even know what that means because I don't have none of those things. I don't know how to work. I know how to text.
And that's why you're such a good communicator, by the way. Honestly,
probably so.
You know, seriously, for all you young men out there right now, if you want to be able to communicate like Pastor Joseph Webb here, the fourth, you got to just take a break from social media. Honestly.
Yeah, so I don't have any of that. I don't want to call it foolishness, but somebody was trying to teach it to me, and I was just like, so what's the... It was just like... And I said, I don't want to tell on myself too bad. Like, I just very ignorant to that stuff. So I don't know how it works. I guess you can...
That's a blessing. That's a blessing.
If like I had a Facebook or a Twitter or something like that, I can see women and go in there.
Man, this guy don't even have an email.
Okay, let me. I know. Okay, here, let me. Here's a funny story. I told Joe, before we do this podcast, I go, hey man, what's your email so I can send him the outline, of topics and things so he can prepare for it. This guy don't even have an email. That's how you're not connected to anything.
Like, what's Mr. Mysterious?
I think that's fucking awesome though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyway,
I think I have one, but one of my buddies governs it for me. My buddy, one of my brothers, Tony, he tells me like, hey, you got this thing going on, and then I got a good staff around me that gets emails and stuff.
Nice.
That'll call me or tell me, but I don't need.
So let me tell you about social media, right? Okay. Think of it, if your girl's on social media, for a way for you can kind of grasp it. Imagine everyone has her phone number, right? They don't actually have a number, but it's basically like any guy on there can contact her at any given moment. Now, and that just goes for anyone. You make a Facebook account, Instagram account, anybody can message you at any given moment. Sure, there's probably some, there's things in the settings, you can change and whatnot, but even then, anyone can message you.
Yeah.
So that's my point. At any given moment. Yeah, so what I'm saying is...
So like he can actually DM your girl tonight, and
he could.
That's weirdo stuff, man. That's weird. Like what?
Yeah, it's messed up. Like social media is ruining society.
And that's why people's skills are bad, and people can't communicate and articulate well. That's probably what's going on. But yeah, I don't need that stuff. Maybe I'm just old fashioned. Like
you're hella old fashioned. You don't know about any of that.
But you're older.
There's nothing like.
But he's older though.
Have you ever went up to a woman and just like really just there was like a connection and you're like.
Yes, I've done that, but I think the younger generation probably hasn't.
And so like now, how do you get that thing, that kind of rapport built through like a tech or a D like?
I don't feel you can. In fact, I think my personality helps me when I'm like talking to women, but you can't like show that through text. You can't show that. You can show it a little bit, but not like how it is in person. The vibe.
Yeah. It's probably There's probably so much nonsense on there.
So I'm just sending messages to people in the chat right now.
Do you get hit on?
I don't even use social media barely at all now, unless it's like for marketing.
Okay. Did you get hit on your social media?
Well, I never gotten really hit on Facebook or Instagram like that. But when I was single, I would use dating apps like Tinder and Bumble to try to meet someone. It's
like you swipe left or
it's just a service. It's an app that you can download.
I'm gonna talk to y'all about that because I don't. Okay,
it's a way for people to meet other people. Some people are looking there just to hook up, but there are other ones that are looking for something more serious too. By deciding if they're attractive or not, by looking at their picture. Literally,
have you seen the stats on that? Well, we can go into that.
Yeah, no, we can go into that. But you know what though? I'm not trying to brag.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
No. So Vegas. So basically, I'm gonna explain it to you because you've never been on there. You see a picture of a woman or a man, whatever it is that you're into, or whatever the fuck you identify as nowadays, because that's just the world we live in. A picture pops up. You basically decide if you would have sex with them or not, or if you find them attractive. If you do, you swipe right. That means yes, thumbs up. If you swipe left, thumbs down. Now, okay.
No, stop. Hold on. Stop. Okay.
That's how it works.
Hold on.
That's how it works.
Hold on. You just told me, and I'm hearing you right. There's something on your phone, on your Facebook or your what?
It's an app.
There's an app.
Yeah.
Okay, there's an app on your phone where you get pictures, and if you want to have sex with them, you say thumbs up.
Well, you don't have to say that, but that usually most people are thinking like, hey, I'd hit it,
Yeah.
Right.
You did this before?
I've been on it, but I like talking to people in person,
Yeah, hold on.
So all of my close friends,
They've heard of Tinder, I'm sure.
A lot of people have been on there.
They probably have. I didn't know that even.
So you swipe right. Say you swipe right on the picture, right? That means you find that person
Ben,
let me ask you this.
Hold on, dude. And then once that woman, okay, so say that other person's looking on, your picture comes up. Go, oh, like, look at, Pastor Joe, he's in there, he's in his nice suit, like, he's a handsome man. I swipe right on him. Okay, so now you both gave each other the thumbs up, right? Okay. So now it unlocks the capability to communicate with each other by text messaging. So now this person that you found attractive, and they also found you attractive, it now allows you to communicate. So now you can message. You guys can text message each other, talk with each other, be like, "Hey, what's up?" or whatever. Now, the reason I started going to dating apps, right, is because I was actually bartending with this guy here over in Uptown, right, and actually every woman that I was meeting in real life, and the environments that I was constantly going to at the time, it didn't pan out to anything.
You know how to put it on the phone?
Oh, yeah. So, dude, I dated 2 girls for 1 year. 2 separate ones. Yes. So I guess I'm at a 1-year cap on dating apps. But I know people who have gotten married, actually, on those things. I've met them and talked to them. And I do think there's pros and cons to everything in life. I think if you're someone who's very introverted and shy, a dating app can help break some of those walls, because I think one of the biggest insecurities most people have is, oh, I don't know if this person finds me attractive that. I got a question, though. So if you match with someone on Tinder or on Bumble, it kind of breaks that barrier. It's like, okay, this person, they swiped right on me, so I know there's something that they find attractive about me or that I like. But they're already interested in you, right? Very briefly, right? So if you're someone who doesn't have a lot of self-confidence or low self-esteem, it can help you go out. It can help you go out and actually meet someone.
Wait a minute. So if a woman has a Facebook, she has this too?
No. But there is Facebook dating.
Wow. But you really don't know this stuff? Chat, do you guys believe that he's serious? Come on now.
I don't live in a world of happiness.
Maybe you should, but maybe you should try it though. Maybe you should try it.
You don't need to try it.
I couldn't do that.
Because I
couldn't do that. Because that's kind of weird. Because I don't know who, like, this is like so weird. How do I know if this person is crazy? Like, they might be coming to the church with foolishness. Like, I met him on this. Like, that's just weirdo stuff, man. I could never do that.
I was watching.
I think it's interesting, like how
yeah.
I'm learning about it, but I couldn't. I wouldn't even know how to work that. Like,
I saw this video. And they took like a very attractive man, and they took a not attractive female, and they did a study to see who would get more likes. This non-attractive female got like 3 times as much swipes as this very attractive male. But you know why?
You know why though? Because a lot of guys, what I would do on there.
Oh yeah, let's hear it.
This is what I would do sometimes, right? So you only get a certain amount of swipes a day. Certain things. I got to the point where I didn't really give a fuck. So I just like, okay, I get 20 swipes a day. The first 20 chicks that pop up, didn't even look at it. Okay, if I match with them, okay, now I see, no, too fat, too skinny, whatever. Hold on. I would be picky after we matched.
Hold on, I'm confused now. You guys, okay, so what's the thumbs up thing?
That's a swipe right.
Yeah, so let's say like, you have a picture of a female, and
you said if you like somebody, you hit a thumbs up.
Yeah, that's basically it. It's okay. So if you swipe right, that's getting a thumbs up.
No, not on my phone, but I want to see it. I got to see this.
Tad's got it. Damn, dude, this dude's. I don't got dating. I'm engaged.
Nice to have when I was going to other countries.
I'm engaged. I don't got dating apps. I don't need them anymore.
I haven't used it in a while, but
I heard of that. I heard of that.
Show him TADD. Just do him a quick swipe. Give him a quick swipe.
I give a heart. I like her.
Wow.
And then I can text.
Pastor Joe's about to go download Tinder, Bumble, Plenty of Fish. He's about He's about to sign up on every dating app tonight.
That girl was a knockout right there.
Dude. You can meet. You can meet some fine girls, dude.
I had this passport
you can meet some fine girls.
I was like overseas.
Yeah.
So I was like. But I haven't used it. I don't even know if this girl's.
Wow. That's crazy, man. I wouldn't know how to work that, man. That would be just more of a headache, and I got.
But I've actually never tried to meet any of these girls. Like,
yeah, that would be severe trouble.
I feel like it could be like a scam.
That would be trouble, man.
You know,
that would be trouble.
It would be.
Like,
I personally like meeting people in person.
And I got good friends. They ain't show like they. Yeah,
like, we're bartenders. Like,
yeah,
I feel like I can read people. Well, I mean, I have bartended for a long time, so
my nephew does.
I can read. I feel like I can read a person in person better.
Okay.
Rather than some text, but you can't show no emotion. You can't read anything.
All right, cut this part out the show. I don't want nobody to know I don't know about that.
Yeah, it's okay. No, that was funny. That was a good thing. So let's get back to something with a little more substance here. So the whole point of this episode, to kind of talk about how modern women have, become less desirable, over these years. What can we do as men to attract a more traditional woman?
What can we do?
Yeah, what can we do?
I mean, what are we supposed to do? Like, we have to find the traditional women. It's as simple as that.
There's no way. But there's no way we can influence. I think there is, though.
Yeah,
I think there are certain things that we can. I think there are some things that we can do as men that to help.
Answer.
Maybe not attract a traditional woman, but bring out some of the traditional values, right? Because I think every woman is born with some of these traditional values, because I think that's just biology, But the influences of social media and society, and and the people around them, that's what deteriorates a lot of those values that they're born with. So what can we do as men to not only attract them, but to bring some of those traditional things out?
So what was that noise?
Sorry, it was my I thought I disconnected that. It was my phone. It was my phone getting a text message, and it's hooked up to the computer.
Okay.
So I apologize, people in the chat. Go for it, though. Answer the...
So we have to, on the front end, be honest about our intentions. Mm-hmm. And then just have a honest dialogue about, these are the things that I'm willing to compromise. These are the things I'm not willing to compromise on the front end, because the 2 months into the relationship, you can't tell a woman, now, I don't like you. You can, but it's like gonna be like, oh, why didn't you tell me on the front end? Like, hey, I didn't know you smoke weed. Oh, you knew I was doing this when you met me. Now I'm not gonna be. Then it looks like a game now.
Yep.
It looks like a game, and so the guy got to tell people, on the woman on the front end, look, this is my personal preference. These are my desires for my wife. What you do is on you. Like, I'm not gonna make you do anything. But my wife, she can't go to the Lil Wayne concert and twerk on stage. She can't.
He's about to be here, by the way. Do you know that?
I just picked
he
it
actually
up that
is.
I knew.
Yeah.
All these little somebody, little everybody's little somebody. So I knew, I know Lil Wayne. So it's like, and don't get me started on rap music. Oh my God.
We can do a whole fucking podcast on that, dude. Sorry for my language, but
people
man,
would hate me. So its origins. Actually,
I would love to do a podcast on that.
They would hate me. They would hate me because
he's probably telling stuff.
Everything I'm saying is true.
Yeah.
Yep. Everything I'm saying is true. The whole culture.
Yeah. There's comfortability in lies.
Yeah.
So lies are the currency of the almost the urban culture. You can tell people, you're the best, everything, and no reality, and nothing they're saying is complete losses, no accountability, and it promotes promiscuity, drugs, violence, killing black people, and it's like, how do we subscribe to this? And then we dance to it. Like I don't want nobody. I don't even want a woman to refer herself as a B, or like, if you're saying you're that,
I'm a bad bitch.
If you're saying that, I have to. Oh. Then you see, but see now what happens if a woman says that. If I treat you like one, now you're gonna crucify me. You're gonna push back. You said you're that, so I'm gonna treat a woman according to her actions. And so it's like, this is like the whole culture has to get set down and revamp. Like, what are we doing? We're promoting killing black guys. Ain't nobody putting a gun and a pistol in the pocket and say, this is for somebody that don't look like me. Then we're endorsing the very thing that causes the community to fail with no father in the home. You have all this nonsense, all this chaos going on with no order, and the cycle starts again with every generation, the next generation. Drugs, violence, promiscuity, like all these things happen, and that's what the music. I'll tell somebody, if you can send me a song where it's all positive, no hyperbole, meaning no exaggeration, all true, all honesty, all uplifting. The whole nature of it is pride.
Yeah,
it's all pride. I'm this. It's like So even.
I got a question. I don't even know.
So speaking to the mic there when you ask him,
but I don't even.
I love getting in
guys
trouble.
Should speak the word, the N word. Even
me neither.
I don't. No matter how you say it, I don't think
with the A or ER.
A.
Yeah, both.
ER and A.
Here,
I think
can
that's
yeah.
some BS that people say it's empowering. It's not, because it's bringing it back to mentally to ER word. I don't say that.
I
word.
agree. Here's who I say. I'll say, I
guess I never like.
What'd you ask him?
Does he support Black Lives Matter? Do you?
I mean, I didn't go to any rallies.
Okay, put it this way.
It's a yes or no. It's a yes or no.
And
it's not a hard question.
No, because it's not just as black and white. Because look, because when you say, do you support Black Lives Matter? Why support the message? But I don't necessarily support all the political and the organization that comes with it. Because there's a lot of corruptness in that organization. Now, the message, Black Lives Matter, absolutely I support. Because there has been a lot of racism, and just the way, cops have treated black people. But the problem is, I think a lot of people have taken advantage of black people getting killed by police and other racism issues, and they use that to their benefit, and they don't actually give back to the black community. So when you say, like, do you support Black Lives Matter? It's just, no, it's not that black and white. I support the message of that. I don't support the actual organization that I believe is very corrupt, and they use a lot of political power against them.
What about you?
I actually agree with what Doug's saying.
Okay.
We ain't trying to get canceled on the first show.
No, I don't get it. I do.
Hey,
it's not about getting canceled. That's about how I feel. And I want to say something else about, like, what you say about the N word. Mm-hmm. As someone who's not allowed to say it, here's what I think. I think there should be two outcomes with that. You either A, you let everybody say it. No rules. Don't matter what the fucking color of your skin is. You let everyone say it. Or B, nobody's allowed to say it. But once you let... So everyone's allowed to say it, or nobody. No, hold on. Let me explain.
Sure don't.
No, you don't have.
Let me explain why I feel that way. It's everyone's allowed to say it, or no one's allowed to say it. Because once you allow just a very specific group of people to say it, well, now they have power over you. And there's so many fine linings in there. How dark does your skin have to be? What about the people who do have, African American like ethnicity in their blood, but they're mixed, or they're not dark enough. There's so many of these weird rules of like who's allowed to say it and who's not. It becomes this whole power thing of power, having power over one another.
Watch this now.
Okay.
Now this is gonna get good. Now.
This is gonna get good. This is gonna get good.
So you're basically what you're saying. We don't have liberty of freedom of speech.
No, I'm saying we should have freedom of speech. So that's why I said.
What you're saying.
That's why I said.
I don't agree that what you're saying, that we don't have liberty of freedom of speech. I'm saying any kind of racist type term should not be spoken. Like,
yeah,
I mean, if you want to, you have the freedom to speak it. But I do not find the N word empowering. No matter how you say it, I don't think it's empowering.
Okay.
In fact, I think it's bringing people down. Like,
that's not what I'm asking. You know? That's not what I'm asking. What I'm asking is that do we have freedom of speech? That's all I'm asking.
No, we don't. Because if someone says the N-word and they're white, they will get fucking crucified, called racist, this and that, because those other people have power over them. That's what I say. You either let everyone say it or let no one say it. And if you want me, I think we should just fucking delete the word, because nothing positive ever comes out of it. Nothing positive has ever been generated of someone using that word, even if you're allowed to say it or not.
You know,
man, I've thought about this shit a lot.
Because,
but like, why would
you're not gonna be like the N-word?
This is so funny.
No, this is so funny because I don't like saying it. Right. I just don't think it's a positive word. But I'm just saying, you know, like N-word Martin Luther King. You know, you don't talk like that. Who talks like that? You know, got stuff done. You know, they don't talk like that.
All right. So what happens if like somebody?
You never say it. I've talked to you one-on-one for hours. I've never heard you say that word once.
I don't use that word.
Then you probably agree with me then.
There's a reason why you don't say it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Why do you not use it? You don't find it empowering, do you? Because if you did, you'd say it.
Just hear me out.
There's no excuses, Pastor Joel. Either you agree with the word or you don't.
You got two options. You can either get thrown in the snow or thrown.
You get mad all you want. I'm gonna call it out. I'll call it out. I told you.
Listen. I'm just presenting questions. I don't use it because I hold myself to a certain standard.
Absolutely.
But here's the thing, though.
Wait, hold on. Explain that standard that you can't use it. You said you hold yourself to a certain standard. You can't use it. Let's hear it.
I hold myself to a certain standard. I have to be able to articulate well and to voice things.
So you're saying that word's not an articulate word?
Correct. Yeah. I am. But I just want to finish what I'm saying, Tad.
Sorry, go ahead.
That's all I want to do.
So pointing it out.
Thank you for pointing it out. But let me get to where I'm going. The problem with that is that when, like, say for instance, I'm at a certain gym, which I was at this last weekend. I played in the basketball tournament, and somebody was just like, "Man, N ain't moving without the ball. This NIGGA ain't moving without the ball." And in a setting of all black guys on a team,
it's cool.
It's cool. I don't say it's cool like, oh yeah, I'm okay with it, like whatever. But it's not as offensive. It's not as offensive, but it's like I knew who they were talking about.
What you're getting at is the context, right? And I agree with you on this because I've had that word used. I've been called that word on it by my friends, and in a way where it's like
NIGGEA or NIGGER.
A.
Okay.
But when I hear that, it's like the context of it. It's almost like calling you dude. You know what I mean? Like when you're playing basketball with your boys, and they say, "Man, bro, this NIGGA can't pass the ball." That's how I was like saying, "Dude, this dude can't pass the ball." Right. You know. Right. So I do agree with you. There's so much context is very important in how you use any type of word.
Yeah. But the not just that NIGGER, I think that's hate speech. Yeah. I think that's hate speech. And we've got too much divide in this country.
But see, the problem is, though, even people who drop the soft A get crucified for it. Kendrick Lamar brings a white girl on stage.
Okay.
Has her sing. Well, man, this is a true story. You can look this up on the internet. I swear to God. Kendrick Lamar. He brings a fan on stage. Imagine how ecstatic she must be. Man, you're front row. If you get put on stage, you're in the front fucking row. Okay, I work at music venues. They don't go.
What happened?
Hold on, listen. They don't go and fucking fish someone out that's fucking pushed back 1,000 people. They're putting someone in the front row. Who's in the front row? The fucking diehard fans, right?
Okay.
He pulls this white girl on stage. He goes, "Sing along to this song with me." She says the N word because that's a lyric in his song.
Okay.
He stops the music. And like calls her out, goes, "You just didn't have to say one word," and makes her look like a racist, embarrasses her in front of just these thousands of people, dude. And this is a soft day because it's in a rap song.
Yeah.
Right? And that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Wow.
You either let everyone say it, because if you don't, and if you're going to limit it to a certain group of people, well, now he has power over you. He had power over her in that situation from the very beginning, but now he's also able to put all these labels on her, racist and all these other things, and just make her look really dumb and embarrass her. And this is someone who was a huge fan of his in front of all these people.
Yeah,
but bro, it's your fucking song.
Yeah.
You knew that word was coming up. Why would you pull? If you're gonna get pissed about a white person saying that word, then why would you choose her to come up and sing that song with you?
Do you think it was a setup?
Doesn't matter if it was. It doesn't matter if it's a setup or not.
I agree with Doug on this. I don't know if you remember back in the day when Jennifer Lopez and Ja Rule made a song, and she said the word, and there was a huge backlash. And she's even brown skinned, you know, but it was.
J-Lo didn't get a pass? Man.
No, you don't remember that? Like,
no,
I'm real, the way you talk. You know that song? Like, there was a huge backlash.
Sing it again.
Oh, that's enough of that.
That. T-A-double-D.
But the thing is, let's be real.
Get into the mic a little. Tag in like.
Let's be real. You were with a bunch of black guys playing basketball, you said, and you still didn't use the word.
I don't use it, man. I hold myself to a different standard.
But why?
Why?
Why do you not use that word?
Here's why. Because I gotta be able to talk to mayors. I saw the mayor today. Shout out to Melvin Carter. I love that guy. He's an awesome guy. The commissioner, and I gotta be able to to get in certain rooms and remain in, like, talking to the governor or like I can't use that kind, even slip up and use that kind of language, because it's gonna dilute my influence. And it's gonna diminish how they see me.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
I really respect that.
Okay.
And that's why I think we shouldn't be using that word as our people.
Yeah.
Because what you're saying right now.
So basically what you're saying is ban hip hop. That's what you're saying.
I know that's the hard thing, but there's hip hop artists that don't use that word. Not many, but I'll say a hip hop artist. He's a white guy, but the guy doesn't swear, and he has good songs. His name's NF. You may have heard of him.
Yep.
Is there everything?
I like NF a lot, actually. I'll be honest.
He came from the Christian rap, but he became like a more mainstream. But he doesn't swear.
Okay.
And he basically raps the type of stuff as like the style's kind of similar, you know, like of what a lot of people listen to. He doesn't swear. He doesn't say that word, but he's white. But I'm just saying, like, it can be done.
Let me get to my last point. Let me get to that you're making me say. I have personal convictions for using bad language. That's my personal conviction. Like the Christ in me doesn't allow me to say certain things. And so with that, I have had to apologize to people. Hey man, I was ugly with you, even though I didn't swear at them, even though I didn't say anything vile or bad. The way it was said and how it was said, I gotta say, forgive me, brother. And so even with us in here, I might have to be like, Ted, I shouldn't have told you, hey brother, I'll ball you up and throw you in the snow outside.
Well, I'm not too worried about it, but
that's a big dude.
I love you, man. Yeah. I love you. But like, see, and that's fun humor. Like I was talking to, I was talking to some brothers that same Saturday about like this new. Everybody wants to be a gangster. Everybody wants to be this loudmouth thing.
Like fucking John Marone, that dude on the Grizzlies flashing the gun.
Oh my God.
He wants to be a gangster.
I mean, he's not a.
That's sad.
That is sad.
That's sad, bro.
He's doing.
Here's the most.
Okay, did you hear about him?
I heard something happened.
He like was in the club and he went on live on Instagram and waved a gun around. I got a side story about this quick. I was at work. And we were talking about that, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, why is this dude acting like a thug on there like that? You know, that's not him. Like, dude, what do you do? You such a successful like young man. Yeah. And then one of my coworkers goes, "Do you know the word thug is only used to describe black people?"
Ooh.
I go, "No, the word thug is used to describe the people that wave guns around in public. Yeah. Actually, it has nothing to do. But, like maybe in that person's mind though." And see, in that person's mind, though, it is only used to describe black people.
Okay.
But you got...
So here, and this is what...
But you get my point, though.
Yeah, and then we can get back to it after. So that was my point about the whole urban culture, this whole street gangster things. And so back in the day, I'm not claiming to be anything, but there's a certain code that... there's no law, no code, no restriction. There's no order now. And like a real gangster... A real gangster would not say that and do that. Like there's some guys that like want to do this talking thing on the internet, and it's just getting weird. Every guy gets in these emotions so quick, and it's like, and then say they're gangsters, and like, man, it's completely out of the origins of a gangster, and this is what we're getting now: complete lawlessness, people shooting people, no order, and I'm like, wow, this is just nuts. So this is a true story. True story. There was a bully when I was probably like, I don't know, I was in elementary school. A bully. One of my uncles is like, hey, don't ever get loud and do that stuff. Don't ever get loud and then make a scene. This is what you do. Go to the bully in his ear and tell him, hey man, stop with the loud stuff. Follow me around the corner. Follow me around the corner. The bullying stopped. And if guys would handle stuff that way, like you have a quarrel, all right, you do all your tough guy. Hey man, look, come on, stop, because people are gonna follow us. Just walk with me around the corner. Walk, just me and you, just walk around the corner. We would have less nonsense on the internet, all this beef. It's like people, it's all this talking and all this crazy stuff, and
we could have a whole new podcast about just why that stuff's going on.
Yeah,
because I've been like that.
Yeah,
like if I had a problem with someone, I was like, okay, we can. Let's go talk about it.
and this ties into a major point too. So women want the privilege of men and be like in charge and leadership. Men have this certain thing without being said, knowing that we can only cross the line so far before physical violence is necessary. A woman that's like boss chick, alpha female stuff, she doesn't understand those rules. So like even us guys here, there's certain things that we can't go. We're gonna go this far. We're probably gonna end in violence. So guys keep their cool in certain areas and certain environments because, as men, we know there's a possibility of violence. You might have to fight him. I might have to fight. Like you go too far, there might be some violence happening. So but this alpha female boss chick, they don't get that, and it's like you can't have the same liberty if you're going to be that boss chick, if you're going to be that alpha female. It comes with a lot of things that are not desirable in dating. It comes with a lot of combativeness, unagreeable, all these different traits. You agree, or
I definitely agree. I feel like more men would prefer a nurturing woman, that's not combative. A lot of men work hard. Females do too. Women do too. But I'm just saying, like, when you're working hard, a man, I feel like, for me and most men I know, we want to be providers. We were raised to be providers. So the last thing we want to do is come home and deal with a woman that's sitting there saying, "Oh, you can't handle me. I don't want to handle you." You're like, I want to freaking come home, have my peace.
That's crazy.
Let me ask you guys something.
I've never heard my mom say he handled. It's like this is a good model to have, but like these women are like, I need a man that can handle me. I'm like, what?
Let me ask you guys something. You guys are both older, right? Yeah. You're in your 40s. If you met,
how old are you?
I'm 40.
If you guys met a woman that was, say she was very wealthy, had a super good job, right? And you guys vibed, and you didn't know all this until you were like dating, right? Would you be willing, and she wanted to start a family with you, and she wanted to have kids and whatnot, would you be willing to be a stay-at-home dad?
Nope.
Oh no! Even if she's making a shit ton of money, Bo,
no,
you couldn't do it. You couldn't swallow your pride and do that.
I couldn't.
Even if you really love this chick,
I can't, because I just have this mentality like.
That's an old school way of thinking, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
I can't help it. That's an old way of thinking. I feel like I have my own.
No, that's cool. I'm saying that's an old way of thinking, though.
Money, that's awesome, but I couldn't do it.
No, see, your legacy is the child that you bring into this earth. That's your legacy.
What kind of man what am I gonna prove to this?
You already have a legacy.
But I'm just saying.
But I'm saying, like, you have a legacy. You have a daughter.
That's how I think. Like I'm gonna tell you something. Like I did date a girl a long time ago. a long time ago that made a lot of money, and she wanted me to stay home, and I was like, I tried it for a little bit, and I was like, I can't stand this, I was like, no, I don't like having
people. Allowance or something?
No, we just like shared the money, but it just drove me nuts. And I was like, I gotta work, and I started working.
Did you have access to her money?
Yeah, I controlled the money actually, all the money. But it's like it's engraved in me. I couldn't do it. I know guys that can do it, but I can't do it.
There's no way I could do that.
Yeah.
There's no way I can do that because of what I do. I can't forfeit the gospel, and like I love to do what I love it. I love it. So I don't care how much a woman makes, she's gonna have to be on the program of the way. There's no way. I don't care if it's my secret crushes and they're like I can't. I have to do my mission. I truly think that if I did not do it, I think I would die. I think something gonna happen to me if I be like, I'm not gonna do this no more.
I just felt like I didn't have a purpose, and when I was in a situation, and I'm a very ambitious person, so it's like hard. I couldn't do it. Like,
a woman could have.
And she was like, hey, no, you don't need to work. I was like, no, I do need to work. Like, it's just
Well, that's a little weird for her to say that to you when you don't have a kid with that person, right? I'm talking about being a stay-home dad.
Well, I didn't have a kid with her, but still,
stay-home dad. I'm not like I agree with you. Like, even if she was very wealthy and was super sexual, when you're seeing someone and she wanted you to stay home, that's controlling. Those are red flags. That's controlling. But I'm saying if she was letting you do your whole thing the whole time, and then you had a kid together, and it got to the point where it's like, okay, one of us is going to need to stop working, right? That's just reality is. And like, well, the woman has to stop working by default just because of biology, you know. Yeah. She's got to be there. She's the one that's got to gain 100 pounds. She's got to be breastfeeding and all that stuff, you know. But when she's able to come back to work, that conversation has to be had. Okay, which one of us makes more money? And what's going to make the most sense to provide the best life for our child by who's working?
Well, I will say like that.
You know what I mean, though?
No, I see where you come from. I don't know how I'd react to that. But if I was in that situation, then I'd be damn sure be doing a lot around the house, like making sure I feel like I have a purpose, like I'm accomplishing something.
Absolutely.
You know, like,
because you're a traditional man. You're a high-value king.
I do want another one.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many kids do you want?
If I have the right woman, I'm not going to have
well,
I'm not married.
Well, hopefully, if all goes well, you know, I'm gonna be having one later this year. Okay, but it kind of depends, right? I'll put it this way: max of 3. We'll see where we're at in life. You know, max of 3 though. I would like to have one more. I would like to have at least 2, just cause I was an only child growing up. And, you know, both my parents were still together. I had an awesome fucking childhood. Don't get me wrong. Like, I was really spoiled, you know, being the only kid, got whatever I wanted. But I do remember being a kid and seeing my classmates that had siblings and being very envious of that. You know, I wish I had a sibling. I do have a half brother, but he was so we're 20 years apart. Little fun fact about me. Yeah. So, but he was out living his own life. You know what I mean? Okay. And like we have a relationship. You know what I mean? We're not. Oh, Jesus Christ! I know that. It's not like we're strangers or anything, but still, I grew up an only child. Okay. You know, and I remember being a kid and always wanted that brother or sister. You know, yeah. So if God's willing, I would like to have at least 2 kids, you know, for that sibling.
That's awesome. We touched on something else too that we tap danced around. I should have put a pin in that. I was like, man, what all do you have on there? We had.
I have a lot. So everything I'm jotting down right now, these are just timestamps of topics, so I can clip this up.
Is there any more questions,
dude? I'd fucking maybe have asked like 2 or 3 things on here. How about this? Well, it's an hour and 40 minutes in here. Let's go another 20 minutes here. Okay. I'm gonna list off the subtopics I got here, and you guys we can all decide together what we do. And here, let me read some messages in the chat here real quick, dude. Thank you all for rocking with us, by the way. Everyone on YouTube, on Twitch. We've had a lot of people coming in and singing with us all the time.
Really?
If you guys like first show, if you guys like the conversation, you know, please subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. You know as soon as we're going live for every single one. Okay.
We got to get Ben Christensen on here.
We'll get him.
Is he still in the?
I don't know if he's still in here, but he was, and we'll get him.
That's my brother.
My boy Koi Fish. As a guy that grew up with anger management issues, my fuse has gotten so long with age. no lie, I'd be willing to be a trophy husband as long as if I can have a job. Okay.
A trophy husband.
Suggested topic: not trying to distract generation gap. Ooh, here he goes. This is a good one actually, because this is something I can talk about. So his topic is, let's talk about generation gaps. Feel like that line of thinking is in people younger too, but it's also progress. So generation gap, my personal experience. Here's 2 fun facts about me. First fun fact: my mom and dad 21 years apart. My dad's the older one. Second fun fact about me and my current girl, not nearly as large, but 7 years apart. She's the older one.
Oh.
You know?
Okay. Nice.
Yeah. Look at that. And so here's my opinion on the generation. I'm 31. She's 38.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So anyway, here's how I feel about generation gaps. I think the way the gap that me and my fiance are at right now is, it's fine. Once you get, it's like that 5 to 10 year range isn't too much of a difference. Now, when I look at my parents, especially that they're in the later stages of life, my dad's now in his 80s, my mom's in his younger 60s. It really hurts me to go down there and see that she is now a full-time caretaker for him. And I think once you get to that 15, 20 plus year mark, it's something that a lot of people tell you, right? Like your friends tell you, like, you know, you're going to be changing his diapers and wiping his ass and doing this. Like, what are you doing? And like, you're like, yeah, fuck you. I don't care because I love this person, you know? But once you get to that 20 plus years, things get really tough at the ending of life. And I'm watching that firsthand, like with my parents. Now, the positives that come out of that, my mom is still right next to my dad, being that caretaker. When I look at their relationship, I'm like, man, the reason I asked my girl to marry me is because I see a lot of my mom and her. When I see my mom, she's right by my dad's side. She don't care how old he gets. She's not putting him in a nursing home. She's not, you know, running around and fucking doing. I mean, granted, she's 60, you know what I mean? But you get my point, though. Yeah. When you get to that certain age, you need someone to wipe your ass for you. You just can't do the things that you used to do when you were younger. So I'm like, I see that. I'm like, fuck that. Even though I know it's really hard on my mom, dude, being a caretaker 24/7 for someone, it's fucking draining. I see it in her eyes, how just exhausted and stressed out she can be sometimes. But I also see like, man, she is so loyal and like she really loves my dad. Like, you should find a partner that is going to take care of you at that old age, you know, if you are in that generation gap.
That's a blessing.
Yeah, 100%.
That's a blessing.
Man.
So I guess what was the question then about the
generation gap? I think just general concerns about generation gap in dating, and
I think that shouldn't.
Yeah, love is love.
Yeah, love is love.
Right.
Like you're.
But at what point does it become weird, though, right? Because obviously there's a lot of
after about 15 to 20. I mean, yeah. Here.
But like, I think, but the mindset, though, right? What about an 18-year-old dating a 39-year-old?
That's weird.
I'll pitch in on that.
Yeah.
I personally think it would be weird, but it depends where. I'm not trying to justify it. Have you been overseas?
I have.
Dude, this passport, bro.
No, because I feel like I've talked to people in different countries, and I feel like our country's like behind in emotionally, like maturity wise. Now, I wouldn't date an 18-year-old, me personally, but like you talk to some of these other people in different countries, they're like their lives are a lot harder than ours.
Mm-hmm.
We're like rich kids compared to them.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying like rich. I'm just saying like we have more opportunities than people from different countries. So when I see other people doing it, I personally like, I don't know why you do that. But then when you go see different viewpoints of the world, you see like some of these people are like way more mature than people that, like if you're dating like an 18-year-old here compared to like an 18-year-old somewhere else. Like I said, I personally wouldn't do it, but I'm just saying like they are a lot more mature. Other countries.
I would look at it this way: at 18, if I had a daughter and she's 18, had a 39-year-old man,
You'd be pissed.
I have to have he wouldn't. So looking at it that way, but after, let's say she's 28 and he's
49.
I think that's fair because there's a certain level of maturity. But when you when it's in that, when those gaps are when they're 21 and when they're like 27 and down, and those gaps are, that's weird stuff. So and this is just me. I don't even, if a woman's like, if I see a woman that looks not 30 yet, it's like, it's like, I don't even, it's weird. Because my nieces are like 20. How old are my nieces? Ramira is 20. I think they're 23, 24, 23, 19, and 20, I think. My nieces are. And so, like, I couldn't imagine. My family goes out to eat a lot. And so, like, I couldn't imagine.
Do you guys tip well?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Man. Absolutely. So, like, I can't imagine. I look at that picture like, okay, first of all, can I bring a woman around my parents together when we're like, and then secondly, how my niece is gonna be like, Uncle Joe, she's our age. I went to school with her. I was like, ooh, that would be weird. That would be so weird.
Yeah.
See, that's why I don't think I could do it. Like you were saying.
Yeah. Like 27.
I got a daughter that's
how
18,
old is your daughter? She's 18 now?
I'm not gonna bring an 18-year-old girl.
Yeah, that would be weird.
Yeah.
Because I would question, like, are you preying on your daughter's friends now?
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof.
Well, if they like me, no, I'm just kidding. I would not do I would not do that.
Yeah.
You say that.
No, I really wouldn't.
But the thing is, like, development.
What if one of them came on to you?
I don't think a woman's not fully developed until she's at least 27. 27. Like, her body ain't even gonna be. She ain't even gonna really know how to walk in heels till 27, 28. She don't. Ain't no young girl. They don't know how to walk in no heels. They all like.
I'm gonna say the only reason why I was saying what I was saying. First of all, I wouldn't do that, but a lot of guys get jealous that some guys can pull those type of girls. There's a lot of men out there that are like that. They'll be like, "Oh, you can pull 25-year-olds." They'll get mad at you. They'll think you're messed up, wishing they could do that.
For sure.
You know, that's why I said what I said, and you know that's true.
I know that's true. But at the end of the day, there's a certain mindset that comes with a younger woman. So women will be like, "Oh, you're trying to manipulate this." It's like, no. I've seen younger women be less of a headache.
Yep.
Like,
and they're more playful too.
Sarcasm.
They're more fun too. And like, you don't always try to go out and meet someone that's younger and older than you, right? Sometimes you're just out, whether you're saying you're at the club, library, gym, wherever it is, you meet people, you meet someone, and you start talking to them, you really like this person, and then you find out they're super young. But it's just like, does that matter, though, at that point?
Wait.
No.
Yeah, hold on. So I worked at the fair as a citizen sheriff this year, and it was really fun. And so at about 9 o'clock, they sent all of us down to the rotunda where the rides are, and just to govern, make sure no kids are fighting. It was just chaos. So at one point, I said, I don't feel like really breaking up no fights. I got church. It was a Saturday night. And I'm like, I got to get out of here. It's about a couple minutes before I'm about to leave. And I ended up talking to this lady for almost an hour. And she was really, when a woman can stimulate my mind, it's like,
yeah. And
I'm like, oh, man. Like, when a woman can, like, make me, yes. Man, I was just like, well, we got to, she's like, oh, they were riding the rides, and they're like, they wanted to get on the the Ferris wheel or whatever. And I'm like, why you didn't go? She's like, oh, I used to do that with my brother. I'm 21. And I was just like, hey, have a good night.
Yeah.
And I couldn't believe it. I'm like, you're that. And I still couldn't even further the conversation.
Couldn't comprehend it.
Even though it was innocent. It's like, no, it's like 21. No, man.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, different people have different mindsets. They may have grown up different. They may have been through different things in life. I understand where you're coming from, but I'm just saying, like, everybody's different. I've met 30-year-olds that are like 18-year-olds.
Yeah. Like, there has been a theory that a woman starts really maturing after she stops getting sexual attention.
That dude.
Wait, hold up. When they gotta pay for their drinks?
Yeah,
that's when it's like, yeah. When they're not getting it for free.
I just had to say.
When they're not getting it for free, a woman starts really maturing. She starts really considering, like, okay, I'm not just that. I just get anything I want because I'm looking, and it's like, wow. And that window usually happens around like 32 to about 40.
When it's like that wall.
All right, let's tackle one more topic here in the chat, and that will get us to 2 hours, and then we can call it a night. Again, thank you everyone for riding with us tonight. Okay, we got another good topic from my boy Koi Fish. One idea to expand on: provocative clothing. So in rave culture, for example, this is what me and chat. Some guys try to stop, some guys try to stop their girls and think if they're okay. Basically, I'll word this question for you. What do you think about provocative clothing? Girls, when your girl is showing too much skin or maybe wearing something slutty, something that you don't necessarily agree on, is it insecure for them to be like, hey, I don't want you going out there wearing like that? Or should the guy be more like, no, I trust you. I'm secure with myself because I know that's mine out there.
I'll answer this. This
is a good one.
But it's an easy answer.
The answer is this.
The answer is this.
First of all,
if I trust you, I know that's mine. That's my answer.
Well, that's his answer.
I got it.
That's my answer.
That's not mine.
Go. What's your answer?
Because
first of all, I will probably.
Because I want everyone to know. Yeah, I'm clapping that, and you're not.
I'm gonna say, like, yes, I trust you, but the problem is, why are you wearing that for a reason? You're wearing it for a reason. Girls don't wear that shit for no reason. Let's be blunt. You want that attention. You're seeking validation. You know, like if I ask you not to do it, then you should respect my opinions not to do it. That's how I feel as a man. But I'm also a confident guy myself.
Yeah, you should.
Yes, but there's lines. There's boundaries.
For sure. There are lines and boundaries, right? Like you should feel confident and that trust with your girl, or if she's going out, like, dude. But it's when you go out in public, you want to look good, especially women. Guys, we're a little more laid back. But like,
yeah, you want to look good, but do you have to show every little curve and ass and have pasties on your nipples?
Well, that's what he's talking about in rave. But that's what he's talking about in rave culture. That's what they do, though.
I know
at EDM shows.
I do.
Okay, and that was the question. The question is like,
I'm just answering how I'd express
provocative clothing in rave culture, where they're wearing the fishnets, they got their whole fat ass hanging out, fucking stars on their nipples, dude. Would you let your girl go out to the show like that?
Would I? No. First of all, if the fact that she wants to do that, she shouldn't be your girl. Yeah. The fact that she wants to do that, if she's sexualizing herself, it's not about trust. She's sexualizing herself. Why is she sexualizing herself? It's nothing about insecure or not like a guy. No, I know men and I know how men think, and so now you have to let me be able to govern a relationship with my wisdom and trust me because I'm looking at the bigger overall picture. When a woman sexualizes herself, she's more likely to get grabbed, pinched, hit on, like drink thrown. So now you're alleviating because certain guys have a switch and they're very territorial. Yeah. Like I don't want my girl's she's for me.
Right.
And I don't get access to her body like that.
Well, you hit it on, man. So I love talking to you. Guys are territorial, right? Yeah. And what do you mean? Man, God, I feel like we go off on this right now. Anyway, when I hear you say a guy's territorial, it means like you can have trust in your, like I trust my girl, right? Like I know she's not going to cheat on me no matter what she's wearing, what she's doing. But at the same time, if I see another dude hit on her, I'm not going to go out there. I'm not going to just like sit there and watch him. Even though I know she's not going to feed into any of that. I'm going to step in and be like, yo, what the fuck are you doing?
See,
you know what I mean? But that's the territorial thing, you know what I mean, about us.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Girls will say this to you. They will say, I trust you, but I don't trust the females around you. And we are guys.
Guys say the same
way
shit.
More aggressive than girls.
Yeah.
So yes, you gotta. Yeah, maybe you do trust your girl, but you know, guys.
How a woman moves is very important. Like certain women that know how to move, they don't even get hit on by guys because there's a certain look that is repellent. And so the fact that if a woman doesn't know these things, it's hard to look for her as a wife or a girlfriend if she doesn't know how to move in certain areas. Like, okay, if you want to wear that, and now I'm questioning my judgment. What am I doing picking a woman that wants to be naked out? Yeah. Not that. Come on, Joe Webb. Come on. Why are you picking a woman that doesn't know how to not avail herself to men?
Yeah, don't be Sierra.
Like what? Yeah. So like if a guy can place himself as the problem, the sky's the limit. So if a woman is trying to go out with that she has to be for recreational use only, because she's sexualizing herself, and you're putting yourself in a bad circumstance. What happens if you're there? She sexualizes herself. Some guy come out and grab her. Now it's like you got to say something to Buddy, and he probably gonna say, shut up, whatever, guy. It's like, oh man, see, you just all you had, and it's like now I got to go there with this dude over you doing something crazy or I could not care, and if I could just not care, and then it's like, hey, she's for everybody.
She's for grabs.
She's for the streets.
Yeah.
But the other thing is like, and if you don't care, then the girl's getting mad at you. Like, why didn't you do this?
Exactly.
Like, well, you dress like this. You said I can trust you. Like it's a lose-lose situation.
Right.
But
when she can
that's kind of them playing games.
Yeah. A woman that wants to dress like that and sexualize herself, you shouldn't even be taken serious anyways. Like, I'm not going to alter your wardrobe. If you want to wear that, do that. But you don't get this privilege of saying you're my girlfriend. You can't be my girlfriend if you do these things. Like, you can wear whatever you want, but my girlfriend dresses have a certain level of modesty. An elegant woman. My girlfriend's elegant. She's classy. She's desirable because of her elegance and her class, not because of her sexuality.
But even if the girl is naive and she thinks that's the way to go, she should respect your opinion, and like she can wear something less, not as provocative, and she still wants to. Because I know how those shows are; they're freaking hot, But you don't have to go to that level.
Can you take your shirt off at a show? I like taking my shirt off, showing off the tats.
Yeah, guys doing it again. Yeah. Stop! It's not symmetrical.
I know, Doug. That's what you understand.
You're trying to make the insertion for what women do for what guys do. It's completely different. It's two different laws, two different codes, two different standards. It's two different things. Where a guy with his shirt off, a woman
with her ass out, it's different.
Not equivalent. It's completely different.
Yeah.
Because the woman doesn't have to. See, we have to protect at all times. We don't have a masculine switch. It's not conditionally masculine. Women can be conditionally feminine. Oh, I'll be that lady, whatever here. But every time a guy steps up, we have to be like, "What's up with it, man?" To protect. We don't have a switch of like, "Oh, today's Thursday. I'm in mine." Like we can't do that.
Not today. Hi.
So So when this. With clothes, dating, sex, like it's not the same. Yeah, women get privileges that we don't. Like not one of us here can go on anything and get money for our feet pictures.
Dude, have you seen my feet? I think I could give money for my feet pictures, dude. I got good hygiene. My toenails are clipped. They're getting fucking oiled. They're cleaned out of them. I have nice feet.
Okay, so when I did go to clubs when I was in my 20s. There was times I had to wait in the line because I didn't know nobody. Yep. Girls at 21 that are hot, they get to walk right in.
Yep. Sit right down.
Yeah, they want the privileges when it benefits them, but when it doesn't, like that, it's like this is a world where we're like, oh my God, what happened? What happened? And this feminine movement did this. Feminist movement, they did this.
Well, the modern feminists.
Yeah.
Just so the normal feminists don't get mad at us. The modern feminists. Yeah, it's man, we can go on a whole nother.
We can go on, but I think that's a good ending point. And we just hit the 2-hour mark with that, man. Thank you guys, man. It was fun as always. 2 hours flew by. Yeah, and thank you for everyone. The chat was very active tonight. Yeah, I love your boys. Floodlit Bond, I think that's your boy in here. Ben Christensen's been in here. My boy Koi Fish. And as long as there's a lot of people that have kind of been silent in the chat, dude, like,
that's awesome.
This is the very first live stream and video we're uploading on this new YouTube channel. I completely rebranded this podcast, so I feel kind of grimy for saying it, but like if you guys just subscribe or follow us and wherever you're watching it, it would really help us out a lot, dude, and help the algorithm and help us get our message out there and the video out there. So it's free for you. It takes one click.
That's right.
You know, man. I appreciate these guys so much. They'll be on here with me all the time. We barely scratched the surface. Get ready for constant content. That's all. Just get ready for it. Yeah, you know, I was telling this guy the reason I haven't hit him up in a while is because we've been rebranding. Me and Ted figured out actually game plan and strategy right now. We got messages and things to say, and it's time to get our voices out there. I don't want to cut you guys off short before I sign us off for the night. Any last words? Closing statements.
I don't shake my hand, but you know.
Come to the way on Resurrection Sunday. Some of you guys call it Easter. At 550 West 7th Street at 12:30, and we'll be there till 1:30.
Yeah.
It's going to be good.
TWD, got anything?
Till the next video, my friends.
To the next video. We'll be live soon. Appreciate you all again hanging out in the chat, and I choose the Doug Life. Doug Life chose me.
I love it.
Peace.
I love that.
You know I got to keep that on there, bro. You know. That's going to be always the ending on it.
The Doug Life.